Hi children, in this class we will study regarding methods of reducing friction. We have studied about friction and what are the advantages of friction, what are the disadvantages of friction. Now we go for how to reduce the friction. Okay, what are the ways to reduce the friction? We shall see one by one. Number one, if you carefully look at the fish, see here the shape of the fish, comma, birds in flight, birds which are already in the air. So here there is the image. You will notice that their bodies are narrow in front. This is the front position, this is the last position, this is the middle position. In front the body is narrow, and even at the end the body is narrow. Only at the middle only the body will be huge one. Okay, narrow, and the tail is also narrow. Such shape is called streamlined shape. This shape, the front part will be narrow and the back part will also be narrow. In between there will be a heavy part. Such kind of shape we call it as streamlined body. That is called streamlined body. The streamlined shape offers minimum force of friction in air or water. So this is the reason why swimmers can swim easily. Only hands will be in the front side and even legs will be in the back side. They will be very narrow things. In the middle you are having a huge body. The total body will be in the weight will be in the middle. Even in the bird condition is also same. Hence it helps the fish and the bird to move faster. The same thing, when an object is shaped in such a way that it offers minimum friction in air or water, the shape of the body is said to be streamlined. Likewise, the cars are going to be streamlined so that with less consumption of less amount of fuel only, they can move at a faster rate. Next, copying the animals, we have designed aeroplanes, ship, boat, rockets, cars, etc., which have streamlined. See here the shapes. This shape offers least friction in air and water and hence helps in reducing friction. This in turn helps to move faster without any increase in fuel consumption. So this is the reason. Next thing is polishing. Polishing a rough surface will smoothens the irregularities. So if you play the carom board without a powder, it will be very rough and the striker will not move fast. If you pour sufficient amount of powder to that striker will move smoothly, so that the friction is going to be reduced because of that lubricant. Smooth surface of turns offer very less friction. So this is an example, and here we have used what is known as powder. And in the below case, by oiling or greasing the machinery parts, they will become smooth. Even pedaling of cycle will be easy if you have sufficient oil. Okay, even in case of chains, etc. Even machinery parts, few machinery parts will rotate freely. At the hinges of door also somewhat they will be strucky. If you pour some sort of lubricant there, it will be free and it will free to move, where the friction is going to be reduced. The friction can be considerably reduced by using oil or greasing. If the moving parts are lightweight, then light oil is going to be used as lubricant. If the moving parts are heavyweight, we are going to use grease. See here, for which one we have to use grease, for which one we have to use oil. If the machine parts are very light in weight, it is enough to use oil. And if machinery parts are very heavy, we are going to use grease, such kind of things as lubricants. Next thing is, friction can be reduced by providing wheels. Generally, in order to lift that much of suitcase with heavy bag, it is very difficult to lift. So for that sake, they used to provide, or you cannot drag also. If you drag, it will be torn off. That is why the wheels are going to be provided to such kind of things. So those wheels will helps to drag easily. They offers less friction, offer large amount of friction actually, in order to drag a normal suitcase. However, if the wheels are provided, it a very small amount of force is required to move it. And ball bearings, this is the example of ball bearings. So in between two plates, if you put marble stones, and there is a chance of movability of those two plates easily. So that is the construction of ball bearings. So when these steel balls are placed between two cylindrical moving surfaces, they reduce the friction considerably. Ball bearings are commonly used in bicycles, scooters, cars, trucks and electric motors. Next thing, friction as necessary evil. Though the friction is, there are a lot of disadvantages in case of friction, but it is necessary. What is that? Force of friction brings about wear and tear in moving bodies. It produces heat and slow down the moving body. A lot of energy is going to be wasted. These are all the negatives. However, if there were no friction, the bodies will slip or not move. Even in oily surface, we cannot move. At least you cannot put our foot. We will definitely slip. Further, the moving bodies will not stop. If you have no friction, the moving bodies will be movable only. They will not stop anywhere. That is also the disadvantage. Even walking on the surface of the earth would have been impossible. Therefore, we can say that force of friction is necessarily evil. Though it is evil, this is necessary. Next thing is insert methods of increasing friction. Till now we have studied about methods of decreasing friction and how to increase the friction now as it is necessary. In certain situations we need to increase the friction in spite of fact it consumes more energy. Though it consumes more energy, we need such kind of friction. For example, tires of all kinds of wheels are provided with deep grooves. These are called grooves. So as to increase the friction, this prevents the vehicles from skidding on wet roads and sharp turns. So this is the use of the friction. The soles of the shoes of athletes and mountaineers are provided with spikes. There will be some spikes here and grooves. The spikes increases the friction and prevents from slipping. In mountain climbing, in all those things, these shoes will be helpful. Next, industrial belts are provided with rough surfaces so as to increase the friction. This prevents the belts from slipping over moving iron pulleys. Especially in floor mills, you can observe the belts. Okay, you would have observed the those belts. Grinding stones of floor mills have rough surfaces. This increases the friction and helps in fine grinding of grains. In some situations we need rough surfaces. There the friction should be reduced. So with this we have completed this topic, children, and this is one of the important topics. So don't skip any topic. Try to listen all the topics. Learn repeatedly. You listen and try to learn the concepts well. Okay, bye children.